Here's your wrestling news for January 8th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: why WWE nixed Damian Priest's main roster call-up? What is WWE's current plan for Priest? Ryback posts proof WWE suppressed his social media, calls out Twitter for participating in illegal activity at WWE's order. Breaking news as Steve Austin releases a statement about his in-ring return. Former WWE wrestler claims WWE falsely promoted her for Legends Night. Carlito opens up about Raw Legends Night. Bruce Pritchard's recent podcast appearance regarded as an embarrassment within WWE. Edge sends a message to Bullet Club superstar. Rhea Ripley reportedly getting called up to WWE's main roster. WWE's Too Sweet cease and desist was allegedly a lie. Wrestler claims he's beaten Goldberg's undefeated streak, and more. We're kicking off today with NXT's Damian Priest, who's expected to be called up soon, with speculation that he was meant to debut on last Friday's SmackDown before plans changed. According to Dave Meltzer, who spoke on Wrestling Observer Radio, the plan was for Priest to debut as Kevin Owens' best friend, until Owens said it made no sense for him to have a best friend right now, and that he has nothing in common with Priest. Roman Reigns was also against the idea, so Priest's debut was scrapped for the time being, though Meltzer explained that his call-up is coming, saying, "Damian Priest is going to the main roster. As of this morning, I heard later this month on Raw. When I hear that, it's like, yeah, whatever, so he'll be on Raw or SmackDown soon, or not soon, or tomorrow, or who the knows." Of course, it's entirely possible that plans could change, as the WWE has had plenty of plans be dropped at the last minute. With the Royal Rumble set to take place this month, it's possible that Priest could debut as one of the 30 entrants in the Men's Rumble match, but whatever the case, Priest's main roster call-up seems imminent. One person fans won't be seeing in WWE is Ryback, who recently claimed that WWE is illegally suppressing his social media profiles, and the big guy has now provided what he considers proof. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, the former superstar shared details about his engagement numbers, claiming that WWE is illegally working with Twitter to suppress how much fans see him on the site. Ryback's quote, "proof" showed that he had 137 likes on a tweet compared to nearly 1 million views on TikTok, which he says shows that WWE and Twitter are suppressing him. Ultimately, this proof is circumstantial at best and doesn't actually prove that WWE have done something to stop fans liking his tweets, or that Twitter is knowingly aiding in this. That didn't stop Ryback from sending a tweet out at the social media site themselves, saying that working with WWE, which he called a sinking ship, to suppress a non-contract person's account is illegal, but again, didn't provide any hard proof. All this stems from the ongoing legal battle over the Ryback name, which the big guy is confident he'll win, though he said the legal fees have cost him a ton of money. The fact that Ryback is receiving more engagements on TikTok than Twitter doesn't prove any wrongdoing, but for now, the big guy is sticking with his story. And what do you think? Is WWE illegally working with Twitter to suppress Ryback? Or has the big guy formed his own conspiracy theory? Sound off in the comments. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin is rightly considered one of the greatest of all time, and though there's plenty of fans who would love to see one more match, that won't be happening. Speaking to Fox Sports recently, the Rattlesnake yet again confirmed he's retired, saying, "I don't want to do nothing else in the ring, I'm done, I've retired. Everybody knows that, I don't need to go out there and drop anybody on a stack of dimes and give them stunners." Austin added that he's more than happy giving one person a stunner every other year, and he's pleased that his Broken Skull sessions keeps him connected to the business. Austin's last match was a loss to The Rock at WrestleMania 19 in 2003, and with the Texan willfully giving the stunner to Kevin Owens, it's clear his days in the ring are over. But would you like to see one more match from the Rattlesnake? And if so, who should he face? Let us know in the comments below. With his legal battle, it's no wonder Ryback wasn't invited back for Raw's Legends Night, but one person who was promoted for the show was Candice Michelle. Although she was advertised, Candice Michelle told Wrestling Inc. that she was never called by the company and was falsely promoted to be in the Thunderdome. The former women's champion added that she's always honored to work with WWE and be considered a legend, and questioned how she's meant to take this false promotion and not see it as WWE saying she's not good enough. We know for a fact that WWE did promote Candice for the show that she didn't appear on, as apparently there wasn't room for the former women's champion on the 3-hour broadcast. Speaking of stars not appearing, Carlito was also advertised for Legends Night, but didn't make it to TV, though he's not too mad about that. According to PW Insider, the former Intercontinental Champion rejected WWE's offer to appear, saying, "Was told Carlito found out he was just getting a cameo, and said, 'Hey, but thanks. When you want me to come wrestle or do something, I'm happy to do it. I don't want to travel across the country just to do a 2-minute cameo.'" Given the role he was presented and the ongoing global situation, Carlito clearly decided that traveling across the US for a cameo wasn't worth it. And if we ever do see the 41-year-old in WWE again, fans can expect him to be in the ring. But what do you make of this decision and WWE advertising Carlito for the show? Sound off below. Now, as the executive director of Raw and SmackDown, Bruce Pritchard is the most powerful person not called McMahon in WWE, but that doesn't mean he's immune from criticism. Recently, the former Brother Love appeared on the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, which inside the company has been branded an embarrassment by the producers and writers. One WWE producer didn't mince their words when speaking to Ringside News, saying, "He is arrogant, entitled, all-knowing, and thinks he's smarter than the audience and that he can dictate to the audience instead of listening to the audience and presenting a product that the audience will want and support." The source added that there was surprise that Pritchard didn't rein himself in on the show, especially his comments that fans hate what they don't understand, and we doubt the executive director will be receiving too many world's best boss mugs when he's getting comments like these. One person who reportedly isn't too well liked by creative is Edge, who we've previously reported is showing a lack of interest in his new role in creative, but this week, the Ultimate Opportunist had plenty of praise for El Phantasmo. When the Bullet Club star rocked an Edge-themed attire for Wrestle Kingdom 15, Edge himself said it was pretty cool, though he admitted he's biased. El Phantasmo opened night 1 of the main card in a junior heavyweight clash against Hiromu Takahashi, and though he came up short, we're sure the praise from the Hall of Famer more than makes up for it. NXT news now is Finn Balor is dominating the brand and knows what it's like to compete at WrestleMania, and now he's set his sights on his next opponent at the Show of Shows. When speaking to Rick Ucchino, Balor said the big choice would be Karrion Kross, saying, "I feel like he deserves a title shot. Obviously I've gone through what he's gone through in the past, I sympathize." Balor also mentioned Pete Dunne is someone he'd love to face, and given that Rhea Ripley defended the NXT Women's title at WrestleMania 36, the idea of Balor defending this March isn't too far-fetched. But who do you think Balor should face at WrestleMania? Let us know below. Speaking of Ripley, fans may soon be seeing a huge change for her, as PW Insider are reporting that her main roster call-up is imminent. Their report noted that it's believed that Ripley's last woman standing match loss to Raquel Gonzalez at NXT's New Year's Evil is planned to be her final appearance on the brand, and her next match will be on the main roster. Ripley has some main roster experience as she feuded with Raw's Charlotte Flair in the run-up to WrestleMania 36, and time will tell whether Ripley is on Raw or SmackDown in the near future. AEW next, as Tony Schiavone chose the promotion over a potential WWE return, and now we know why. During the AEW Unrestricted podcast, Schiavone spoke briefly about his decision to move to AEW, saying, "I knew immediately I wanted to work for AEW. And I also had a wife of mine, we've been married now 39 years, who told me, if you take a job back with the WWE, I'm gonna divorce you." In the past, the commentator has said that the stress of being in WWE caused him to leave the company, and that was something his wife clearly didn't want to go through again. Now fans can hear him each week on AEW programming, and fans have his wife Lois to thank for making his AEW move a reality. More from AEW as this week's Dynamite ended with the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and Kenny Omega sharing a massive Too Sweet, a hand gesture WWE claims to own. In the past, the Bucks have claimed they received a cease and desist from WWE about the hand gesture, but it turns out they may have been lying about this all along. When Bad Luck Fale mentioned the cease and desist in a tweet, Tama Tonga replied back saying, "I love that lie," as the Bucks might not have been honest about what actually happened with them and WWE. What we do know is that the Bucks made a fortune on their cease and desist shirts, and we'll never know the truth until the Bucks either admit it was a lie or show a legal letter from WWE as evidence. At this stage, we doubt the truth would change fans' opinions on either the AEW Tag Team Champions or WWE, though we're wondering how much backlash WWE received by fans of the Elite who bought into the claim that the Bucks apparently made up. Speaking of the Elite, Cody Rhodes cares a lot about the wrestling world, and when Over the Top Wrestling needed help, he was more than happy to pitch in. On Twitter, Rhodes saw a tweet that joked about him running about an hour over in OTT wrestling, and now he's responsible for timing a network show. Rhodes replied that he didn't know his OTT matches were being timed, but then the company themselves revealed a secret of the former TNT champion. They noted that when they were evicted by their landlord, Rhodes offered to cover the rent during these unprecedented times, calling the former TNT champion a class act. OTT Wrestling was forced to close shop last April when they had to stop all their shows, and Cody really stepped up in a big way without it being made known to the public. Now, Matt Hardy worked for WWE for many years before his move to All Elite Wrestling and wasn't afraid of making a jab at WWE during New Year's Bash. In a segment, Matt appeared as the agent of Private Party and made some rules about the team clear, saying, "I can't wait for Private Party to be iconic, and you know what? All those third-party platform things like Cameo and Twitch, I'm not a monster, you still got that, and they're very beneficial." This is of course in reference to WWE's edict that made superstars sign over their Twitch and Cameo accounts and earnings to the company, a rule that ultimately led to Zelina Vega losing her job when she refused to give up her OnlyFans and said she supports unionization. Since its beginnings, AEW have taken plenty of shots at WWE and their policies, and this time it was Matt Hardy's turn to take a swing at Vince McMahon's promotion. And we're ending today with Tatanka, who was at Raw for Legends Night and saw Goldberg return in the main event to challenge Drew McIntyre. When Tatanka spoke to Dan Miracle about Goldberg, he argued that his winning streak was longer than Goldberg's, whose streak was famously ended at 173 wins during Starrcade 1998 by Kevin Nash. Tatanka argued that whilst in WWF, he wrestled about 500 times a year, often twice a day, and by the time his own 2-year streak ended, it was close to 1,000 consecutive wins. Without video evidence, it's hard to prove either man's streak is as high as they've claimed, but Tatanka is insisting that he, not Goldberg, has the greatest streak in wrestling.